cheaters and, burn them at the stake?
I'm not sure that that's legal here in the United States, so we might have to do it in a separate country.
Some island, third world island.
Yeah, sure.
Good idea.
And stream up, see if we're actually up.
Yes, there is an advertisement going right now, so that is that's usually a good sign that something is happening, and we can celebrate my birthday month.
Hooray! Huzzah!
Happy birthday to you!
Hey, are we going? Are we up? Are we up?
Well, oh my God, they see us and see.
Hey, welcome everybody. Hello, I'm Richard Garriott. Welcome to the R63 live stream. We are here to celebrate with you. For those of you who were on at the dance party the other day, we were celebrating not just Mardi Gras, which is a good enough reason to celebrate on its own, but even more important, it is the birthday month of our own fearless leader type, Star Long. Star Long, happy birthday to you, sir.
But thank you, British.
Why don't you tell our dear friends and fellow citizens what they have in store for them today?
Well, thank you, Lord British, for the well wishes. And thank you, community, for joining us here for our Release 63 live stream. That's right, 63 months in a row. Releasing the game to you, our amazing community. And after each release, we do a live stream where we talk about the release, we answer questions, we do deep dives. Sometimes we have contests, like today we're having a fishing contest, and we hand out prizes. Prizes, how many ways are there to be eligible to win a prize? Quick, Bridge or Chris. Two, that's right. Two. That's right, 2 ways to be eligible to win a prize. You can either make a purchase in our store, purchase some crowns perhaps, or purchase early access to episode 2, or a service token, or no purchase required, because that is the law. You could you say our secret, well, not so secret phrase in the game. So you could log into the game, go into chat, and type the not so secret phrase, because we tell you what it is. And this month, because my birthday is on March 12th, you could say, "Happy birthday, Darkstarr," in game chat. And that will get you eligible for prizes. And some people have already been wishing me birthday in game chat. And so they, I believe,
I see a lot of that going on right now.
Won some prizes.
That's right, Star. We have some prizes ready to go. So the first prize is Avatar Radio stuff. Star can elaborate on that, but that goes to the Syndicate. Rough Pirate Outfit goes to Zizix. Darkstarr Fur-Collared Cloak goes to Fuzzy Lark. Lord British versus Darkstarr Battle Banner goes to Azurion Dufresne. Darkstarr Shield goes to Zine Moonlight. Darkstarr Shield Pattern Pack goes to Krendel. And Darkstarr Basement Entrance Eternal Pattern goes to Dave McLeod.
All right. Congratulations, all of the winners. And all of those Darkstarr items, those are limited seasonal availability Darkstarr items that we bring back each season around the time of my birthday. Coincidentally, makes sense, I suppose. So, you get those while they're available. And the Avatars Radio stuff is Avatars Radio. It is their 5th anniversary, and they were kind enough to provide some prizes for last live stream and this live stream. So it's a mug and a shirt. So congratulations, winners. And in addition to prizes, we also do stretch goals for the release. And the stretch goals this month are, you might guess the theme, they're Darkstarr themed. And so we have a bunch of Darkstarr themed weapons. So we already got the first one, a Darkstarr wand. Next up we have a Darkstarr throne. So we did a Darkstarr throne before, but we had some requests to reverse the color, so it's black and white. So we're going to have a white and black one. And a Darkstarr sword comes after that at 45,000. And the way these stretch goals work is It's tied to how much revenue we make for the month, and to be eligible to get these stretch goals, all you have to do is make a purchase during the release. So any purchase of $5 or more during the release makes you eligible to get these stretch goal items, and you get all of them just by making a single purchase, or you can join our rewards program. And then after the Darkstarr sword, there's a Darkstarr clock tower, and again, we did a black and white version of it, and we had some requests to do the reverse colors of that, so it's going to be the reverse colors of that. Then we have a Darkstarr coronated leather helm and a Darkstarr longbow, a Darkstarr dungeon room with a clock in it. So Travis does a great job making these cool themed dungeon rooms. So he's going to make one with a clock as a primary feature in it. And then one of the latest weapon types we've added is pronged weapons. So we're going to make a Darkstarr trident and then a Darkstarr two-handed axe. And then the top one, if we get all the way to 125K for the month, it's going to be a Darkstarr black leather armor. So tons of cool Darkstarr themed stretch goals. We also have a couple of things expiring today, which are the 2 Valentine's 2019 limited rare items. So it's the Valentine's Day 2019 gift boxes and the Valentine's Day 2019 cards. And then, of course, we have a couple of deep dives that we're going to do today. The first one, we're going to talk about the player dungeon encounters. We showed those a couple of releases ago, but we're going to show them off again. And we've had a little bit more time to get that up and running and practice with it. So we're going to show that off again. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to have another saltwater fishing contest. So it's going to be our second ever saltwater fishing contest. Last fishing contest we had was our fetid water fishing contest, which rounded out all of the fishing water types. Freshwater fishing contest in Celestis, and that rounded out all our fishing water types. So we had our quadrifecta, fishfecta, where we had fish through every water type. So now we're back to saltwater, which was the first one we ever did. So that'll be at 4 o'clock. And so meet us in the fishing expedition if you would like to join the contest. And the longest trophy fish will win the prizes. And now I would like to hand it off to Atos, aka Chris Spears, to talk about what he and the engineering team worked on during release 63.
Yeah, well, so one thing I worked on that's not in our little script is the camera setup. You guys see that we've got some new stuff here. This is what happens when the streaming computer becomes my main computer and I start doing some streaming as I start adding in stuff. And you can see that there is now the very important Mojito cam. And I've got a little ticker I can pop up there. Anyways, for those who don't know, I am Chris Atos Spears. I'm the technical director on Shroud of the Avatar. My role is lead programming and managing the engineering team, but I touch all aspects of the game. I'm the combat designer. I'm the balance guy. Most of the economy stuff you can blame on me. But this release for the engineering team, we did dungeon encounters, which actually the patch is ready for the dungeon encounters to finally turn them on. They've been there, they just weren't accessible to you. We meant to get them on earlier this week, but that was a false start. But they are actually ready, and I'll show you in the dev client that they're ready with the normal pieces. And we worked on Crown Store stuff, trying to make that more user-friendly. That's actually, we've had a ton of people saying how amazing that is, and it's a huge game changer. We worked on pronged weapons. We did some performance improvements. We currently have rolled those back because we'd seen some higher crash rates. We're trying to do an A/B test. A few of them are still in there, but the one big one, the texture streaming's off. But we'll be turning that back on, hopefully, so that performance should come back, because we could also see the measurable performance improvements. Then the thing that sucked up the most of our time, especially my time, was the moving the servers, moving the office servers, and then also moving the office, and then also moving the game servers, which is what we had, basically how we kicked off the start of the month. And back to you, Starr. And you're muted. Rookie!
So speaking of server moves, that was a huge undertaking. And the way we did our server moves is we basically had 2 simultaneous sets of the servers running. And while one was up, that way there was a seamless between one set and the other set. And so that's why there was no downtime for you guys. But that was a pretty huge undertaking. And so we would like to, send out our very, very deep sympathy for our brethren on a couple of projects right now who are on their 3rd day of downtime on a similar server move, who used a different methodology and are not having 0 downtime. So we are feeling their pain, and we wish that we could help them out on that activity.
I've been tagged on Facebook twice now with people saying I need to go help them get the servers back up. But it is just a reminder that even though we our live streams maybe fly by the seat of the pants, we do take all of our data security and server uptime and all that stuff very seriously.
Yeah.
But it is, again, we almost did what they did, and I just didn't have the heart to make a move like that. But I mean, it doesn't come without cost. That's probably 5 days or more of dev time that I could have had. So I definitely understand the tough choices that have to be made on that stuff. But anyways.
Yeah. So, but in addition to the server move, we got a ton of great stuff done in Release 63, despite having to move servers, despite having to move offices, despite all of us going nomad in the middle of it, which is why we look like the Brady Bunch on the live stream today, by the way. We mentioned this in our last live stream that we're now a nomad team. We're doing the remote office thing, which seems to be going great, actually. But that's why we, again, we look like the Brady Bunch. I really do think we need to sing, the Brady Bunch theme. I love the camera setup you've got going there, Chris. But anyway, in Release 63, we got the first iteration of player-made dungeon encounters. It was actually set for Release 64, but being the overachiever that he is, Chris, he and Justin worked on getting this first iteration in for Release 63. So we got, which we're going to do a deep dive. Oh yeah, it's the British Bunch. We're not the Brady Bunch. We're the British Bunch. The British Bunch. So that's anyway. So we're going to show that off in the deep dive, starting it in about 15 minutes. We also got our latest seasonal boss, the Envy Angel, and the patch is going to go live today or first thing tomorrow. Where the fix for her bow dropping, Chris?
We like I just described a few minutes ago, we're quite the professionals, so we will be doing the recommended late Friday patch.
All right, because it's always patch on a Friday night, right?
Yeah,
before the weekend.
We're all nomads and work from home now, so it's always the weekend, right?
Right. Yeah. Always patch on a Friday night. Yeah. So the Envy Angel is our latest seasonal boss. We did a whole live stream dedicated to her last week. She's fun. And then speaking of seasonal bosses, next release we're gonna have the return of the Arch Lapin. I just saw Sanyo resolve that issue, so we're excited to see him. And
I checked it in.
The Orb of Obliteration come back. Travis got a bunch of new decorations in the game based on that thread where the wish list thread of decorations that are already in the game that we want to make available to players. We got a bunch of new pirate stuff. So the rough pirate outfit with a peg leg and a hook hand. I mean, how amazing is that you can have a peg leg and a hook hand, bicorn hat, treasure decos. We got a ton, like Chris mentioned, a ton of polish on the in-game crown shop, including the daily sales, the notification on the UI of when things are on sale, when there's new stuff. We got another round of the Release 60 live stream items, including the ether weapons, the torture set, and the different colored dragon masks. And we're planning on getting the rest of the Release 60 live stream items next release in 64. A ton of quality of life improvements, including everything now is automatically claimed, so none of this click a claim rewards button on the rewards interface. We've done a massive repricing of everything on the store. So, we've been running this long since the holidays. We've been running this massive 50% sale, and we just decided that should be the new normal pricing for everything. So that's the new normal price. We also, and some of these we actually patched into release 62. We built them for release 63, but we ended up deciding let's just push them into 62 because they were such a positive improvement to the game, including the ability to upgrade lot deeds and player-owned towns in-game with crowns. This includes being able to take a taxed lot deed and make it tax-free in the game with crowns. And we also doubled the amount of decorations that you can place in a player-owned town as a town owner. And we reduced the square footage cost of city and higher lots in player-owned towns. So you can place those bigger lots in player-owned towns. We also introduced a new polearm type, the pronged weapons. This includes tridents and pitchforks, including the new the demon trident. We added a new ornate dragon helm, and then, like I mentioned earlier, we brought back all the Darkstarr recurring items for my birthday. And yeah, so Release 63 had a ton of stuff. And then just a reminder of an upcoming event this starting on the 10th. So that's going to be this Sunday is the Welcome Quest for Release 63 in Darabray. And the Welcome Quest has been going on almost since the beginning of the game. There's a special blue torch associated with it. And so we're very excited to see that tradition continuing. And the rest of 2019 is going to have all sorts of cool stuff. So we've got one more release for you guys in Q1 that's going to have Grandmaster only effects, fertilizer for agriculture, some more balanced pet, the Arch Lapin returns, like I mentioned earlier, and some and maybe the first episode 2 area. And then the rest of 2019 is going to have all sorts of cool stuff in it as well, including the ability to flag a row lot as empty. So being able to do things like agriculture on your row lot, crafting specializations where you're able to choose your effect versus it just be randomized when you're doing things like enchantment and masterworking, more loot improvements, more improvements to fishing, better boss fights, and then all this culminates in episode 2 at the end of the year with a quest and journal system revamp, the theater system, treasure hunting with treasure maps, item affinity, where the more you use an item, the better it gets against certain things. So like if you use a sword to like kill skeletons, it'll get like a title like Skeleton Slayer, and then it'll get a bonus against skeletons. And you'll be able to trade that item with other people. So it's basically like an enchantment that you're earning on that weapon by using it. Expansions to the taming system, so that as your pets level up, they'll get new skills and you'll have direct access to using those skills, so more control over what your pet does during combat. Or we're even talking about giving you a special pet toolbar to control those. Customizable NPCs, and an expanded permission system for containers and doors. So to go along with things like we're doing with the player-made dungeons, we want to make it so you can do things like set conditionals for containers and doors on how they unlock. So not just keys, but like having like a certain thing, like you have to use a scroll or say a certain thing to unlock a door or a chest. So that's all the things coming up in 2019. So we're pretty excited.
I've got some important stuff to announce.
Okay.
Adding on to some of the stuff you just said. Also, I want to call out an event that is related to the pirate stuff. There's a pirate role-playing event If you go check our forums, there's a pirate role-playing event on Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Time.
Arrgh, mateys.
I should warn people, it is a PvP pirate roleplay, because why would pirates all be friendly? You can go read up on it, though. There's a lot of non-PvP people going to it, which means great fun for everyone, especially the real PvPers. There is also calling out the bunny, since you mentioned the Arch Lapin. That's one of the things I've been doing streams during the week. I did a couple of them. One of the questions was, are we going to improve the art on the Arch Lapin? And the answer is absolutely not. You should not be taking that bunny rabbit seriously, and I think the worse the art is on it, the better. That is absolutely Monty Python, and if you saw the Monty Python, the Holy Grail, the killer bunny in that looked absolutely horrible and like a hand puppet. So I think it's only appropriate that our art making fun of that is just as bad. Also, one more last thing, which is we hit 30,000, and by promise to somebody, this will probably be the only time I do it, but we'll see. I am toasting in a Darkstarr shot glass that I stole from the office because someone forgot it. It's mine.
Oh yeah, you have my shot glass.
Well, I can't find my shot glass, my dippy bird. So I've got Darkstarr. So cheers to both 30,000, reaching the Darkstarr throne stretch goal, and also cheers to working at home.
Cheers. All right. So just a reminder. Oh, and a friendly thing, some projects to support. Our sister project, Underworld Ascendant, is they launched it several months ago, and they're on Steam, doing great. Avatars Radio has a Patreon, completely community-driven radio station, which, of course, I DJ on. So, and Lore Finder, a game that was done by Emma Masson, who helped us make our ABC music system format. So, those are some good projects, community projects to help support. And reminder, prizes, which we're about 8 minutes from our next round. If you would like to be eligible to win a prize, you can either purchase an item in the store or go in-game chat and type "Happy Birthday, Darkstarr." And as a reminder, a couple of things that are expiring today: the Valentine's Day 2019 gift boxes, the Valentine's Day 2019 cards. And all of our stretch goals are Darkstarr themed. And to get these stretch goals, all you have to do is make a purchase anytime this release, or join our rewards program where you are automatically entered. You go to get these stretch goals. And in 7 minutes, we are going to be talking about player dungeon encounters, but we could answer some questions. Chris, do you have some questions from the sheet that you would like to answer?
I've not read over them. I just copied and pasted them in. But sure, let me read. Let's see.
All right. So I will answer one while you'll. Okay.
So just to put it to bed, I've been saying this. I've said it on both the streams I've had. Baragon asks, could you please elaborate on the episode 2 soft white? Okay. We've only started talking about the possibility of making episode 2. It's just been thrown around. I threw it out there at some point on some post or some stream, and everybody immediately started spreading rumors about like wildfire that we're going to wipe for episode 2. So the thing that was talked about that we are going to continue to talk about but haven't made any decisions on would be that when you go to episode 2, while you're in episode 2 land, your character basically gets reformed, kind of like a Ultima style thing, where you go to the next Ultima and you basically come back in and you reform and answer your questions. So it would be that style thing. I've got about a 30-minute long discussion on it on the first video I did this week. That would be on Wednesday. But it's just being talked about, and what the reform would do is you would be new or start over again with your experience, but you carry all the experience from the last one over as rested experience. And again, there's too many reasons to talk about here, but we're far from any type of decision on it. It mainly would be so we could come up with some new balance and have a higher quality of balance and gameplay options for episode 2. But again, super early in discussion, so do not worry about it. Also, your character would still be in the old one, still be 100 level 110 or whatever in every piece of episode 1 content. If we did this, and again, unlikely we'll do it. We're just throwing around the idea. There's a question answered.
Okay, I've got a couple.
Okay.
Parashim asks, what kind of aesthetic changes are in store for the demon model? Oh, that is a great question. We really want to fix that model. We are not particularly happy with how the visuals on that one turned out. So we're with you on that. We want that one to get fixed. Elias14 asks, any ETA on crafting specialization? Yes, so our plan for that one is in Q2. Stishada asks, are books getting any love, such as new covers, bookshelves, etc.? Yeah, so there's a new deco that we added just this release, which is the filled bookshelf. I mean, the 5 books that you can use as a deco. And then there is a Jira. We actually have a ton of book covers that aren't being used that just need to get assigned as patterns, and there's a Jira for that. We don't have an ETA for it, but maybe Q2, Q3. Chris, gave you plenty of time.
Oh, are we on a live stream?
Yeah, that means you just have another question ready.
Oh, I was actually going to pull up the demon to see if I could get a show it off here so people could see how bad it actually is.
Yeah, so you weren't looking at questions there to get queued up while I gave you time then.
No, I think I wanted to go back to the demon thing about how bad it looks, because that's one I had yesterday. I actually had a bit of a discussion.
So you're still not looking at the questions. Then.
Am I supposed to be looking at the question? I have the demon up here on the screen. I could pull it up here in a minute. Oh wait, I don't have this.
So you're still not looking at questions then.
So the demon actually is much worse looking than even the troll. Most people think the troll is the worst looking. That's actually the demon. The demon, we just threw a bunch of VFX and scrolling textures and crap on it to hide how bad it is. So.
So still not looking at.
Apparently, I'm yelling.
Still not looking at questions.
Oh. Now there's another debate. They say imp is worse than demon. It's tough.
I agree with that. I think the imp is worse.
All right, 3 minutes. Okay.
And the imp's a favorite, and so I wish we'd fix that.
Let's see.
All right. Vesper asks, what about adding more rare materials like the mossy handle? Yes, we absolutely need to add more. Well, those are called components. And we definitely need to add more rare components like that, because those are really cool and a great way to add reasons to go out and look for things to fight. So yes, we absolutely need to do that. And then let's see. Also, Snugs. Oh, great!
Can I play?
Sure.
Too Cold Silence. When will you guys be uncloning? Oh, wait, that's not the one I want to hit. What happened to my question? Oh, Parashim, sorry. Will there be a demon encounter room we can place in our dungeons, one different types of demons depending on what level the totem is? Absolutely. And that is, I wanted to mention that because one of those things I've seen some people, as expected, some upset and some saying, oh, it's not a big deal. But the demon in Solania Catacombs, for those who missed it, there's now a little bit of work you have to do ahead of time to get to the demon that everybody loved to kill, which is basically there's a key that'll drop off of the elves, and you got to farm some elves until the key drops, and then you can get in. But anyways, I just want to make sure people knew that in case they went down there and were confused and thought the demon room was closed.
All right. Let's see. Snugs asks, any updates on being able to enchant and masterwork taming whistles, and any update on taming specific enchants and masterworks on gear? Yes, both of those are part of the taming expansions that we're going to be doing in Q4. So yes, definitely. All right. It is now time for us to flip over and start
Prizes.
Showing off the prizes, and then while Robbie reads off prizes, Chris is going to get going on the player dungeon encounter.
All right,
Yes,
next set of prizes. We have Avatar's radio stuff goes to Spellfire Blood Moon. Rough Pirate outfit goes to Alphabet. Darkstarr Fur Collared Cloak goes to Uran. Lord British versus Darkstarr Battle Banner goes to Osefa Motre. Darkstarr Shield goes to Smelly. Darkstarr Shield Pattern Pack goes to Fire. That's Faerr. Darkstarr Basement Entrance Eternal Pattern goes to Raxer Slays-a-Lot. That's it.
I do have one more question I want to get in. Keith asks, could we maybe not insult our game for extended periods of time on the live stream? I think I pulled that question from the right place. I think it's important we call out the stuff that we think is bad. So players don't think that we think that that's acceptable. And I think those were all pieces of art we would love to replace. But good question, Keith. Probably should call it out a little bit less. But know that there's a lot of things we aren't happy with, too, and we'll get to them. All right, let's see if I can do this. Hold on, I'm going to try something. Again, this is leave Chris alone with a streaming computer for a week. And watch this. Get ready. Is everybody excited? Here comes the production quality. And bam!
All right. While he's doing that, Richard, Lord Bridge can give us a little intro. You're muted.
Let me unmute myself. I caught it myself. Hey, everybody. Before we start showing off these cool dungeons, I'd like to just point out that the ability to build dungeons as a player is one of the great player-created content aspects of the game that I personally am incredibly excited about. No matter how big a team we were to ever amass, we would never be able to create content as fast as you all are capable of consuming it. And so giving players the tools to not only create great content, but in mind that just means not just great visuals, but great play, great intrigue, great puzzles, great challenges. All of that is something we have to put in the hands of the players, but also making sure that those things that get built don't become a waste of time for everybody else in the game to have to slog through to get the content they want is also important. And so to that end, these dungeons I think are working out great. These dungeon encounter rooms I think are a big, incredible part of that. That's going to be the focus of tonight's. What you're going to see tonight is some of those encounter rooms, but I think you'll do that while we go explore some dungeons in their entirety. Back over to you, Chris and Sanyo, and whoever else is going to be involved in all those tours.
All right. Here we are in one of our little dev hubs. In case people were wondering what map I'm in, this is one of our test maps where devs can come to. Let's see. And here we go. So for those who don't know, this is just one of the many types of dungeon entrances. The thing you have to do to get the encounters to actually work, even if you have one placed down once you get there, is come over here and enable adventure mode. And for those who hadn't seen it before, enable open PvP mode for those who are wild and crazy and building big dungeons. Let's see. For now, I'm going to enter in normal mode. If you're in adventure mode, you can't deco anything while you're in there. It basically locks it, and that's kind of the play mode. So the idea is that you build out your mine, or you build out your dungeon, get everything ready, and then when you think it's ready, you can go try it out and put it in play mode. And then you'll get encounter spawns, but everything's also in kind of a locked mode. This is the five exit cab. What's it called? What's this one called? Travis, who's not at his desk.
Travis just stepped away. Whoops.
It's like the 5 exit or 5 entrance mine something or another. So one thing I was going to show off before we showed off encounters was we're trying to get more people schooled up on the whole dungeon making stuff. And so... Whoops, let me get some more lights in. Just normal 3-room thing, but over here we've got some sexy Keith, you're on camera. You want to talk about it?
Where are we going now? You going to the oh, there it is, the cell block that I made.
You're behind.
I'm very excited about it. Yeah, I don't see what you're broadcasting on the Skype stuff. I just see it on the chat. Anyway, so it's 24 cells in the cell block. Travis helped me set up some stuff. This is my first player dungeon piece. I tried to put a lot of decoration surfaces all around. Each cell is unlocked because we don't have any sort of like locking system inside player dungeon rooms yet. I don't know if you have any things to place as decorations, Chris, but you can put stuff on the floor. You can put stuff on most of the ceiling parts. You put things on the wall inside the cell. You can put some things on some of the wood surface of the toilets. If you want to go to the stairs, there's a little area underneath the stairs that you can also place stuff inside.
Ooh, I hadn't even found this. Ah. Nice for hide and go seek.
Yeah, it was too small to put an actual door in there, but I like the idea of having like a little, I don't know, maybe you want to put like a little containers there, or your torture devices for interrogations, or whatever you want to use them for. It's not up to me to judge. I don't know what horrible crimes your prisoners did to deserve to be in here, but you'll manage your people in whatever way you want. And then so there were 4 rooms we did total. The big one was the cell block right there. And then we also have like a medium-sized cell, which is its own special room, and then 2 small cells. The 2 small cells are basically variants on each other. One's the clean one, and one's the filthy one. You can see I like to make sure everyone's got the proper facilities, and the chairs, and the one that's filthy has some garbage on the floor.
All right.
And all of them allow you to put something on the surface of the toilet and the walls and some part of the ceiling.
They want you to sit on it, Keith.
That's not me.
Oh, Chris, they want you to sit on it.
Oh, I did sit on it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I sat on the toilet.
Okay. Oh, I'm chat lagged. I'm scrolling up.
I don't know why I get tickled pink by the fact that we have toilets in the game.
We were unable to make it a usable seat and also something you could put stuff in, so it's a seat. We wanted to hide stuff down in there, but you can't yet.
Let's see. That's the big one. I'm going through and trying to place some more. I think, let's see, I think we've got that one. I think that may be one we haven't seen yet. Whoops. That's another thing, is if you are in dungeon adventure mode, these blue hammers, those vanish, so they don't get in your way, and they aren't annoying. Okay, I think I've now set on all the toilet seats.
So you probably should get some sort of Purell or something.
All right, now to actually change things out. And for those who haven't seen the dungeon system, this is just a real quick example of it, and this is not a dev thing. This is something all players can do, is you guys can go and craft your own dungeons. Most of these, like this room that I'm in right here, I think we just sell the pattern on like a vendor for like 100 gold or something. There's others that drop in the game, and then there's some that are fancy looking that we sell. Let's see if I can find the correct... there it is. Okay, so this is the one that has been in here, and you guys have had this one, but it hasn't worked. You guys haven't had this thing. This is now the correct one, is in the game and in place, and will work. For those who haven't seen the dungeon encounters, this is what the dungeon encounters look like. This is where it's actually a special deco surface, where you can place, only thing you can place there are totems that match the type that are needed for it. In theory, this is supposed to vanish once we go into actual adventure mode. I think we still have it showing up right now, but not a big deal. Again, this is the very first early release showing of anything encounter-based. The other thing is these totems that will go there, that they increase the difficulty of the challenge room to let you level up your own runes. For those who haven't heard me talk about those, it's actually you craft totems, and then as you craft totems, you kill the type creature that's in that room to earn basically essences from the thing, which you can then take 100 of those and craft them into a totem. So placing a totem on it increases the difficulty of the room. You can keep going up the difficulty ladder by taking 4 totems and crafting those into 1 more totem. So you start off by crafting a tier 1 totem. You can take 4 of those totems, craft it into a tier 2 totem. You can take 4 tier 2 totems, and craft those into a tier 3 totem, and repeat up to tier 6 is what I have the liches max out at, which I think at tier 6 for the liches, each of the liches in the room is as tough as a boss mob in other scenes. For those who are wondering how we handle the balance on these things, the creatures that are in them you kind of have 2 big categories of creatures. There's like the normal spawn type stuff. If you went through a dungeon, they're like just random scattered mobs. Then we have another type creature that has rewards that are a little tighter, a little looser, like a couple tiers lower rewards in terms of experience and also in terms of drops that we use. Those are primary control points because you can get so many mobs thrown at you at control points. So we use the control point style creature for spawning in the dungeons. That's one of the ways that we balance things. Now you still get good rewards from them. I mean, I think people still do control points. It's not like it's no reward. It's just a little more work for the same type thing. And of course, I'm coming in here cautiously as if it's going to spawn, but it won't spawn until I go back out and flip it to adventure mode. So I will do that now. And I think people have actually been farming that room. I went and checked to see when I was trying to investigate why things weren't spawning, I didn't realize things, that we had the wrong one out there. But I saw that a number of people had gone and collected and crafted the old one. So those will magically turn into the new one in the next patch. Hold on, gotta go outside, craft some stuff. Hey, puppy dog. By the way, that's one of the things I don't mind about working from home is having the puppy dog right by you all day. Good dog. Enable dungeon adventure mode. So a couple things happen when you do that. In theory. Oh, there's a Ronin on the stream. I will have a Maxine on the stream soon. So when you put it into adventure mode, a couple things happen. One is the creatures actually spawn. And I think we've had some problems dropping the stream when we zoned into dungeons and adventure mode. Let's see if we keep it going. Keep it up. Oh, oh, oh. Come on, hang in there. All right, I think we made it. So when you put it into adventure mode, a couple things happen. One, you won't be able to deco. You won't be able to change dungeon pieces. I think you can still. Can you still deco? I guess those can't be placed. Oops, that's. Come over here. Yeah. Where's yeah, see, it won't let me deco at all. So anyway, so when you're in adventure mode, you won't be able to deco the dungeon. You won't be able to move dungeon pieces. In theory, the blue things, yeah, little blue hammers should be gone. So again, this is the idea for this is Richard touched on was we're trying to increase the player's ability to build their own world. We're going to be building a world as well, but we plan on making more small focused content that is primarily story driven. And we're trying to give you guys all the tools that that you need so that you can make your own stuff. So that's going to come with NPCs that you can program you can enter their own dialogue tree, quest NPCs that you can create their own quest using a new quest system that we'll be crafting. And also building a whole dungeon is part of that. There's a lot of other stuff that goes into it as well. And, in terms of course, Richard wants traps, and all the other things, but just more interactive stuff in the scene, and putting the players in control of it. So this is one of those elements, and again, this is part of building your own dungeon if you want to. Let's see. So this should now be in actual adventure mode, which means when I come down here, I should get a bunch of things spawning. So for those who are wondering what the challenge was of why didn't you just throw some mobs in there or whatever, there were a bunch of things, challenges design-wise and also tech-wise. Undone is on the stream, or he was on the stream. He's the guy giving out the prizes, doing the prizing. I actually did not equip a weapon, so I'm just going to run around in God mode and ignore them. But he did some magic stuff to make it so when you build a dungeon, we've got to build a nav mesh. So now when you enter the dungeon, there's a little bit of an extra pause that I think most people don't even notice, unless it's a huge, huge dungeon, that when you enter the dungeon, it actually builds out the nav mesh that we need. But that's one of those things we have to have to have the creature AIs going, and a bunch of other stuff like your pets. If you come in an adventure mode, I think most people have noticed that their pets don't work in dungeons, and that is because, all right, yes, I can confirm that you can't deco or move any decos in play mode. But the pets don't work in the dungeons because the pets need a nav mesh to move around. That's short for navigation mesh, but it basically tells, it's like polygons showing where everything can move and what type of movement stuff is related to those space, and where big guys can go and where little guys can go. But anyways, that's part of going in an adventure mode, is it actually bakes that on the fly. And that's also part of why we don't want you doing deco in adventure mode, is it would mess up that stuff and force us to rebuild it. But that's kind of the short version. I'm not going to be able to fight these liches at all, but you guys will, and you will be able to as soon as I hit the publish button on the build that is just wrapping up right now. Again, also the other things coming with this build, I think Star touched on some of them, but the Envy Angel bow should be in place and actually dropping. It'll be about a 1 in 20 drop. It is an interesting artifact. I always try to make the artifact kind of unique things in the game, try to give them something good and something bad, and also kind of thinking about both the fiction behind them and then also the how players will use it and who might use it. So the Envy bow has a unique look to it. It also has unique stats in that it does some weird things. It has, I try to think about Envy, and also I kind of think of Envy Angel. I don't know why, but I always think of like a mean version of a Cupid. Yes, that's love, I know. But anyway, so the Envy bow makes people hate you. Increases, it actually has increased aggro, which some archers actually do want, because some people do fights and boss fights with the archer being the one who intentionally grabs aggro and pulls aggro and basically walks backward trying to kite whatever it is, with crippling shots and stuff, trying to move it around while the other guys can attack it from behind. So holding aggro as an archer should be much easier with the bow. The other thing is it has a reduced range compared to other bows. So the maximum range on it is cut down, so you can pull aggro, but you won't be able to do it from a great distance. And then the final thing it does is it has a higher, 1 full point higher crit value, so it can do 1 extra multiplier, which can be pretty big for an archer. They don't have the biggest hits right now, so they still shouldn't have the biggest hits, but they should be able to do a little bit bigger peak damage with these things. So the other stuff to know about this stuff is the way we're doing the runes is each tier of the spawn, every time you put down a totem of a different tier, we actually design out the spawns and setup for that tier. So we can actually build out a totally different feeling rune for each tier. So tier 1 may do one thing, tier 2 may do another, tier 3. For this first one, it's basically the same creatures will be in there in the same spots, just because there wasn't another interesting way to make this rune. It's kind of built up for exactly what spawns in it. So the creatures are all in the same place. But for other rooms, we can change up the spawns and where they spawn hey, you're not supposed to follow me out here, guys. We can change up how they spawn based on the tier. So it can, start off as we want to with skeletons, and it goes to skeletons and skeleton mages, and then we can actually have it up at the top on its skeleton, it's a lich and skeleton mages and blah, blah, blah. We can change out the spawns, where they spawn, how they spawn, and we can even do things like, hey, tier 1, 2, and 3 is just some spawns that show up. When you get tier 4, it starts turning into a control point type scenario. So, again, we've got total control over how we can do those things and what the rewards are with them. So, very excited about it. Everyone has abandoned me, but I will keep talking. So we're gonna.
I'm here. You're not alone.
Me and Ronan are still here too.
Oh, I'm supposed to talk for 10 more minutes on. I can absolutely talk for 10 more minutes on. I was just expecting you guys to throw out some questions, or be reading the.
We can do some questions
and getting me some questions.
Yeah, well, the big questions are when is the totem going to drop? That was the one that got asked like about 1,000 times.
All right, so the patch. I told people I was going to roll it out in a couple stages so we can make sure things go right. I meant to have that rolled out on maybe Wednesday or Tuesday, and I thought I did, but apparently you guys couldn't see it because the runes were not there. I also fixed the problem with the lich piece dropping that can be used to craft the totems. The thing I was holding until Monday to give it a weekend to make sure nothing goes crazy and no one finds some crazy exploits that, because this is giving rewards to you guys, is the ability to level up stuff. So basically, the only thing I'm withholding is the ability to craft a totem. So you guys will have it at level 1. If that goes fine through the weekend and we don't see any problems, we don't see any, XP or loot explosions, then Monday I will get out a patch Monday evening or possibly Monday morning. I can check it in by Sunday and do a build. But the patch that patch will enable the totems and then also the totem recipes. And then you guys will be able to take all those lich skulls that you've been collecting all weekend long. Actually, they're not lich skulls, they're lich essences. There's already a lich skull. But you'll be able to take all those lich essences and craft them into totems. So again, that's one of the things I really like about this system is, one, it gives you guys yet another thing to find in the world to make it feel more rewarding when you're just out adventuring. It becomes a new, just like you go and you mine ore and cut down trees, you can also go and farm lich skull or lich essences, because that'll be a commodity that some people want. And again, that'll give people reasons to go to different areas where they don't normally go, because they may want to level up a spawner for something they don't normally fight that much. But yes, Monday will be the totems. Today will be the other part, which is the it actually working, and the lich essence dropping, and also the envy bow working. Click, 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 click. All right, got any more questions for me? Come on, Star, that was your job, right? Oh wait, that was supposed to be my job. Yes, the dog is Mojito.
You don't want me to just throwing questions at you. Trust me.
The dog is named Mojito, and he is an Italian Greyhound, which is basically he's a 10-pound Greyhound. Yes, I'm talking about you, Mojito. And as Bobby keeps saying, he keeps calling him
He's a cat. He's a cat.
He keeps calling him a cat dog. He's actually he looks more like a deer dog. He's got really long legs and looks more deer-like. But he is a cat in that he will sleep in a bed all day. He uses a box inside. He doesn't like going outside to use the potty. You wouldn't either if you were that small and skinny and got cold so easy. And he licks himself clean, as he's doing right now, so he never gets baths. And he sleeps under the covers at night. So he's very much a cat.
Since we're taking a break and talking about things with us on our live streams today, people have noticed that Mr. Ronan is here with me today, and I'm already in the fishing expedition map. And apologies to anybody else who had any things around that Ronan's having me go around killing off all the ducks with meteor storms and things. So apologies to anybody who's getting messed up by our exploits. But I'm following the leader here, so
Oh yeah, and I think everybody's seen this one by now, but this map here is also a pretty cool map. It's one of the ones we put together to kind of show off some of the potential of the dungeon stuff. And yes, you can fish down in that water. We've given out dungeon rooms. I didn't notice if there was a dungeon room. Is there a Darkstarr dungeon room themed thing?
Yes. Yes, there is.
See if I can get my timing down. And oh, it's all right. You can cheat on these.
All right, we have 5 minutes till the fishing contest. So those of you who would like to participate in the fishing contest, you could join us over in the fishing expedition. But do not start fishing until 4 o'clock, and we will be checking times because the fishing contest runs from 4 to 4:45. So if you've been fishing already, those fish are not eligible.
Damn, my trout's not eligible.
Let's see.
Well, it's
Actually, it was a mackerel. I know mine aren't eligible anyway. I know.
well, it probably didn't have a length anyway. That's not one of the.
It's not a sport fish
That's not a trophy fish anyway.
trophy.
Okay.
For those who are wondering, yeah, if assuming everything goes well with this encounter room this time around, and we don't see any major problems with it, I'll turn on the totems so that you guys can start leveling them up. And then the next big thing we'll be doing is turning on or enabling about 4 more rooms, encounter rooms for next release that'll have different types of stuff in them. So again, this is the trial run for it. This is way ahead of schedule for anything we'd ever propose. So
Yeah, as a
step out there early to you guys.
as a reminder, the original release date for the encounters was release 64. So this is a release early. So I know that everyone's very, very excited. But as a reminder, release 64 was the original release for this.
And also just a reminder, we're usually late on things, so to get it out early is kind of a big deal.
No, we're not late.
What?
Why would you say that?
Why
would you say that?
Wizards are always right on time?
Why would you say that we're usually late? Our releases are always on time.
Well, the release is always on time, just not sometimes we push some things. No way. Not pushing this one.
Actually, 90% of the
looks.
Yeah, 90% of the releases are delivered. So not sure why you would say that. But anyway, moving on. All right, let's get over to the fishing expedition and get ready.
All right, give me 1 second here. I got to switch from one. Actually, let me log in on the other one before I do that. This is actually the dev client.
And this might be a good time for me then to do a little introduction there, Mr. Long.
That sounds great.
Excellent. And hey, by the way, for those of you out there, anybody that knows anything we've been doing since Ultima Online knows how near and dear to our hearts fishing is. Fishing, when we put it in Ultima Online, we didn't expect it to be very popular at all. In fact, the entire simulation. Do I have to wait till after I introduce this? The entire original simulation was only 50-50 chance to catch a fish. And despite that, it immediately soared to the top of the popularity of all of the activities in the game. And people began to generate their own mythology about, it's easier to fish over here or harder to fish over there. So in fact, the mythology was so strong, we had to go to the code and check to make sure that it wasn't true. And then, of course, later we deepened it over time. So, we've had fishing in Shroud of the Avatar for some time. But fishing has been getting a lot of love of late to not only bring in all these 4 places, types of areas that we could go fishing, freshwater, saltwater, fetid, and lava. But the amount of fish and the trophy fish you can get is incredible. The fact that there's lures and baits and all these kind of things, what you can do with those fish, including the incredible mounted giant pieces that you can now put as decos in your home. Those are all really incredible. And they're fun for everybody, including Ronan, who when he gets bored of watching us fish, likes to see me blow things up that are nearby the fishermen. So we'll be fishing today and causing general trouble, but I'm sure you guys will all have a good time and good luck in the contest.
Thank you, Lord British. So as soon as we get to the fishing expedition, which
Going there now.
Okay. We
Do
will
some prizes.
Yes, prizes. That would be great.
Do some 4 o'clock prizes. We've got Avatar's radio stuff goes to Lane. Rough Pirate outfit goes to Ugg Rank Breath. Darkstarr fur collared cloak goes to Fly Tripper. Lord British versus Darkstarr battle banner goes to Hex. Darkstarr shield goes to Lenor. Darkstarr shield pattern pack goes to Sheldon Cooper. Darkstarr basement entrance eternal pattern goes to RN Duriel Eneve. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations, all of the prize winners. All right. So if you are in the fishing expedition, it is 4 o'clock, and so you may commence fishing. This is our second saltwater fishing contest. It will kick off the second fish fecta, and the people with the longest fish will win. So as a reminder, the rare saltwater fish are the marlin, sailfish, swordfish, and tiger shark. Those are the fish that if you catch them, they will have a length when you examine them in the tooltip. The best bait to use when you're doing saltwater fishing are sardine, herring, and tiny squid. You can use any bait in any water type. However, the best bait, there's a bait type that's best for each fishing type. If you catch a fish that you'd like to submit for the prize, you can find Atos. You can see him in the live stream. He's in Epic Plate, and you can turn it into him, and he will be able to. I will enter it into our tracking sheet, and we will see where you land in the race for the prize. What the great thing about our fishing system is we have this cool ability to track the different lengths of the fish. So when you catch a trophy fish, you'll know how long it is, who caught it, and when they caught it. And speaking of knowing when they caught it, we will be checking times. So if you turn in a fish that was caught before the contest started at 4 o'clock, we will call you out as a cheater. And we've got some awesome prizes for the fishing contest today. The 2 runners up will get ornate fishing papers. The 3rd prize will get an ornate post and rope water fence set. Second prize will get a Viking Village water home, and the 1st prize will be a player-owned town village water lot property deed. So, exciting stuff. So, Atos, if you might want to stand in one spot so people know where to find you versus run around.
What?
Maybe by that building right over here.
Maybe pick a single spot and hang out.
For those who haven't seen it yet, there's somebody in a peg leg.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, really? Where?
Right over here. He's got the full pirate going. He's got the eye patch. What are those tricorn pirate hat things? The peg leg. Yeah, and he's got the hook hand. He's got it all. He's got everything.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, nice.
Just needs a parrot.
That looks great.
All right.
Sanash Kasige.
So I can stand still, but I'm that's easy for the contest, but it's not great streaming. Oh, looks like somebody's asking or offering me something. We got a 2.4 sailfish.
All right.
From Peebo.
All right, so you got to go slow because I have to write this down.
Okay. 2.4 sailfish. Peebo.
I blew a fuse, so now I'm set up on the ground behind my couch on the outlet that has power.
Sailfish, okay. What was the spelling on that character name?
Peabo. Peabo.
Peabo. Okay. All right. So in the lead currently is Peabo with a 2.4 sailfish. So you need to get a 2.4. Well, actually, that's just in the lead right now. So there's still 5 open slots. But that's a big fish. That's a strong opening.
Mm-hmm.
Also, alternatively, now that we know Vascor Pour is back in the game, if you can't find Atos, you could also turn your fish into Vascor Pour as an alternate.
I should be fairly easy to find. I'm the 25-foot tall guy in the middle of the map.
Oh, yeah.
I'll point out Travis's name in the game is List Rostov. LISTROSTOV.
It sounds like sharks are the biggest. I'll admit I'm not
Yes.
a guy, but I think sharks won last time.
Yes. So the order of size on average, but again, they're a range. They come in a range. So marlin, sailfish, swordfish, and tiger shark. So smallest to biggest. So tiger shark are the biggest. However, you can catch a swordfish that is bigger than a tiger shark.
Oh,
in the range.
We have another entry here coming up from Joe Zuderick. JOE space ZAUDA.
You might.
Oh, we got a bluefin tuna, 2.4.
2.4. All right. All right. So tied so far. Joe and Peabo. A bluefin tuna at 2.4. Joe. You probably need to type that name in over in Mattermost for me, Chris.
Joe Zuderick. Bam.
Oh, thank you.
We got an amberjack from Vino Corlin. I'll tell you that one in a second. We got a 1.4 amberjack marlin. Is it amberjack? Is that one of the trophy?
Yep.
Can you see where I am? I'm over here.
1.4.
Oh, I shared the wrong thing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Amberjack mackerel.
I got a 2.6 small marlin from Arca.
2.6. So you guys, hold on. You're gonna have to put stuff in Mattermost if you're both gonna talk. Sorry.
I like talking.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk too, but replicate it in Mattermost, please. Yep. All right, so if you find something smaller than 1.4, don't bother turning it in.
Oh, burn. Riffler has a Mahi Fish Link 2. That's for third. No, that may be fourth place now.
I'll give the ratings here in a second.
Okay. Griffler. Mahi 2.0. Oh, I didn't click accept. That would probably help.
Is 1.6 big enough?
Yes.
It is?
Yes. Yeah, 1.4 is the smallest so far.
Okay.
Okay, we got a 1.6 amberjack mackerel from Paulus Polaris.
All right. So, Arca Imp Strike has given us an upset for first.
I got another one.
Oh,
Let me know when you're ready.
sure.
2.1 bluefin tuna from Belladonna Rose.
All right. Well, that knocks out. That now makes 1.6 the smallest.
Travis, can you remind everyone how to get to the fishing expedition?
Oh, you can use boats in most of the coastal cities. Arteris, Kingsport. Help me out. What am I forgetting? There's a bunch. Mud.
Atos, Atel, a
Harry?
whisper, and all
Yeah. Yeah, or just whisper Atos or Lis Rostov or Sanio, and we can just summon you if you can't make it.
What kind of fish was Belladonna Rose?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is.
Mahi.
No,
I'll type it.
Chris.
Belladonna Rose was a. Oh no, I didn't take Belladonna.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I got it.
I got Vino 1.9 Mahi Mahi.
Okay.
I'll type that.
So, what we've got in the lead currently, Arca M Strike with a small marlin at 2.6 in second place. Well, tied for second place currently is Peebo with a sailfish at 2.4 and Joe Zudarek, a bluefin tuna at 2.4. In third place, Belladonna Rose with a small bluefin tuna at 2.1. And then our runners-up currently, Griffler with a Mahi Mahi at 2, and Paulus Polaris with an amberjack mackerel at 1.6. So 1.6. Oh, wait, no.
There's another
I've
Mahi
already
Mahi
changed.
1.9, Royu 1.8 Mahi Mahi.
Oh, yeah, so this has already changed since I said that. So it looks like 1.9 is the smallest to beat. So sorry, Royu, that you just turned it in. So
nothing smaller than 1.9.
yeah, 1.9 is now the smallest to beat.
All right. Oh, Wooftum has a small sailfish, 2.5.
Uh-oh. Wow, they're catching these faster than I can type. So that is now makes 2.
Oh, we got a new leader.
Smallest to beat.
We got a 2.8 sailfish from Belladonna Rose.
Uh-oh.
No shark.
Okay. Well, that removes her other entry, though.
Yeah.
So that changes things a little bit. Okay, hold on. All right, so new first place, or new in the lead, is Belladonna Rose. I can't keep up.
Uh-oh. Got Royu trying to give me a 2.1 small bluefin tuna.
If you don't have a fish that's big enough, please don't block my trade window with other fish. I'm not sure if that was a language issue or somebody's trolling me, but I rezoned them. They know who they are.
I'm expanding you guys a little bit. There you go. You are now bigger. Zoop.
Sorry, I'm behind on giving the standings. because they're coming in so fast. Oh, I see. Wait, so ours goes away.
Highest durability boots wins. Oh, we should do that at some point.
So I am running
I like that
around.
idea, actually. Boot contest.
We did a little sidetrack for a second. I have a skull of Sanio on me. If anybody comes to find me and asks for it in the fishing expedition, I'll give it to them.
Okay, 2 is the smallest fish currently. So if you do not have a fish that is bigger than 2, do not bother turning it in. All right, so in the lead, wait a minute, hold on a second. Third. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, it's bigger than that, actually. First, second, third. Oh, no, sorry, 2.4 is now the biggest, is the smallest fish.
Wow.
All right, so first place, currently in the lead, Belladonna Rose in first with a 2.8 sailfish. Currently in second place is Arca M Strike with a small marlin at 2.6. Currently in third, Wolfdom with a small sailfish at 2.5. Currently tied for runners-up are Peebo with a sailfish and Joe Zerdarek at a bluefin tuna, both at 2.4. So 2.4 is currently the smallest fish.
Oh, well, that's about to change because Tamian Hardwald just handed me a 2.7 bluefin tuna.
What? Oh my gosh, we've got an upset.
I got a boot.
2.7 bluefin tuna. All right. Got an upset. Who is
Still no
this?
sharks.
Tamian. Still no sharks, though.
Sharks are out there, people.
So if anybody lands a shark, this was all going to get thrown. All right, so well, technically that didn't change the smallest, believe it or not, because Peebo and Joe Zdarek are tied, and we have 2 runners up. That means Wolfdom is a runner up, and Peebo and Joe Zdarek are tied for a runner up too.
All right, I got one coming in now from Grunhe. It's a marlin. Oh, get ready for the record books.
Uh-oh, what is it?
Grunhe, marlin, 3.4.
What?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Monsters.
Total upset. 3.1. Marlin.
3.4.
3.4.
I didn't even know they got that big.
3.4 Marlin. Okay, that did. So now, hold on a second. Let me get this right. I don't want to say it and then mess it up. Let me adjust my spreadsheet. Yeah, sorry, Peebo and Joe Zdarek, you held in there for a really long time as runners up. But
Keep fishing though. They could
keep
replace
fishing.
their entries.
But Groon currently upsets Belladonna Rose in the lead with a 3.4 Marlin. Belladonna Rose moves down in second place with a 2.8 sailfish. Tamian Hardwall's third place at 2.7 bluefin tuna. And runners up, first runners up is Arca M Strike, small Marlin, 2.6. Don't forget that at one point Arca M Strike was in the lead with a 2.6 small Marlin. And Wolfdom is second runner-up with a small sailfish at 2.5. So it's still anybody's game, people. I mean, we still have 25 minutes. 25 minutes.
Uh-oh. Oh, I thought somebody was giving me a fish. They're just setting off fireworks by me.
All right, so 2.5. If you do not have anything that's 2.5 or bigger,
Oh, wow.
do not bother turning it in.
So if you can see where
Right.
Atos is, I'm on the other side of the level. The other side of the island.
All right, here's a dungeon question for you, Atos, while we're waiting for the next round of fish to come in. Could I spawn creatures in the prison cells and shoot them through the door?
I think the prison cell is not going to be a creature spawn area. Now, the one thing we also have talked about is that we'll come up with an additional system that is you can place basically decos that are the deco spawners. You can place those anywhere. So you could place those in there.
The prison,
the planned ones.
the prison bars don't have collision on each and every bar because that would be stupid and expensive. So you can't shoot through them in any case.
So there you go, Rufus Disparity. There's the answer
Sorry.
to your question.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Nope.
Oh,
No shooting through the bars.
Oh, tiger shark statue.
Tiger starts statue. Oh, see, everyone always has a joke. Like, I think, Travis, didn't we get like a piece of paper that said fish something in one of these contests?
Yeah.
By the way, anyone who comes near me, I'm putting a big jump buff on them. So got Scooby-Doo and Catherine Rose so far.
Let's see.
Yeah, the fish are going to come in slow now because it takes such a big fish. Just get on the list.
Well, that's good, man. It was hard to keep up there for a second. Let's see. Rufus Disparity also asks, could we add another? Could we add relative length by species in addition to absolute lengths to trophy fish stats? I.e., if the average length of a king salmon is 2 and you catch one that's 2.5, add 1.25 to the stats for the fish to show that it's 25% larger than the average king salmon. Fish length 2.5, parentheses 1.25, or fish length 2.5, 125%. That seems overly complex. What we would do instead probably is add just another decimal point. So right now we just round it off to 2 point. We just do like a single decimal place. We have discussed letting it go out to another decimal place instead, just to have more granularity in the results. Hey, this isn't a question in here, but Sanyo, do you want to talk about the JIRA that you created for yourself today based on a discussion we had in chat? Based on something the players really, really want, that they saw one of us developers dancing the other day?
Oh, yeah. So we have a certain dance. Is it called Viking? Did we officially call it that?
It's called Viking, yeah.
And I will start dancing it now in the on the roof of the building inside the fishing expedition. So if you want to see me do it, there I am. So this is not it's the barbarians in the game. Some of them will do this dance. It is an ancient dance of theirs, but players can't do it right now. But I made a JIRA for myself to find some way to give that to players. So I'm coming up with a quest where you'll have to do something, and part of the reward will be learning this dance.
There's a mass migration to your end of the island, by the way. Apparently people want to see your dance.
Yeah, so it's
You were on the
Let
building.
me
but
come over and I'll find you and
What?
look at it all.
What's really funny about this story is, so it's the it's the Norgard Barbarians, and it's
Running.
and I swear I either had I had some sort of hallucination about this, or because I swear that Keith and I had a whole conversation about this, and Keith's like, no, that never happened. Where I was just like, oh yeah, like it's totally a quest. In fact, I think I even told a player, oh yeah, it's totally a quest reward. You go and you talk to the Norgard Barbarians, and they'll give you this, they'll teach you this dance on a side quest, and yeah, like total. And I knew for a fact that this was the case.
I think we all just kind of assumed it would go that way. But just something. I mean, there was never a Jira. That first Jira never happened, I guess. And then so.
Well, we
just
added
sort of got
the
locked
dance.
into
Where are
the
you
dream.
located?
On top of the building. I can come to you. I can come stand next to Atos.
Can I interrupt? What's
Do
the
that.
smallest fish we're taking right now?
Oh, the smallest fish. Oh, we're supposed to be doing the contest, right? The smallest fish is 2.5.
Okay.
So if you do not have a fish that is 2.5, larger than 2.5 or larger, you will not tie for runner-up.
So I'm now standing in front of Mega Giant Atos in the fishing expedition and I'm doing my dance.
Ghost mode, possibly?
Oh, am I?
Catherine Rose has a sailfish that's 2.8, but she's having trouble trading with either of us.
So that was quite the tease. Sanyo's been doing a Viking dance that no one could see.
Wait, what do we have?
A 2.8 sailfish from Catherine Rose, but she's having problems trading with any of us, so we're gonna have to find her.
She's standing right next to Atos.
Oh, okay. His trade might be busy, so keep trying to trade with him. And please don't clog our trade with jokes. It's funny, but...
Well, once we have confirmation of that will... Yes, so some of you may have figured out that's what dance that is. I see in Twitch chat you figured out that it...
It is inspired by, yes.
It is the Techno Viking dance. Yes, it is. And again, I totally was absolutely 100% sure that we had added it to a side quest that you could earn. But it will be soon.
Volspar is asking, can you walk forward with that dance? No, you can't. It doesn't work while you're walking.
Oh, wait, Royu...
2.6, bluefin tuna, Royu.
Oh, so sorry, Wolfdom. You have lost your runner-up status with Royu coming in with a 2.6 bluefin tuna.
I'll try and trade with Catherine Rose, see if she has a fish to give me. Oh, Catherine Rose has a sailfish. Oh. Catherine Rose sailfish 2.8.
Oh, okay. So what that does is that actually does not change the standings. That just ties her for second place with Belladonna Rose. The Roses, it's the War of the Roses, tied for second place. Catherine Rose and Belladonna Rose with both of them have a 2.8 sailfish. All right, we have 16 minutes in the contest.
I see Lord British trying to dance next to me with his classic dancing, but he cannot compare to my Viking dancing.
All right, so to review the current standings of our second ever saltwater fishing contest here in the beautiful fishing expedition built by our very own Travis here on the live stream. Everyone in our part of our lovely British bunch.
And
The
Keith,
British bunch. The British bunch.
I can point to him. He's above me in the...
Yeah, so I can point down. Am I pointing down?
Oh, is it different? I see you in the
wait.
top left, Star.
Oh wait. No, see, I see you. You're in the
Oh, me,
trying
yeah.
I'm trying to point to you. Yeah, I'm trying to point you in the corner. It's going. Wait.
No, other.
Oh no, I gotta do a
Darkstarr.
While you guys try and figure that out, why don't I give out some prizes?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do that.
So we've got Avatar's radio stuff going to Kalis Tylisa. Rough Pirate Outfit goes to Thargor Toinonu. Thanks for making these character names very fun. Darkstarr Fur Collared Cloak goes to Althea Hanali. Lord British versus Darkstarr Battle Banner goes to Warrior B. Patrick. Darkstarr Shield goes to Lefty Wright. Darkstarr Shield Pattern Pack goes to Freyja. Darkstarr Basement Entrance Eternal Pattern goes to Caballero. That is all the prizes for 4:30. We'll see you again at 5.
All right, I finally figured out the pointing. Look, there's Travis. I finally figured it out, but it covers my face to point. Wait, there we go. All right. Okay, that was way more difficult than it should have been. Anyway, so to review the current standings in our second ever saltwater fishing contest in the lovely fishing expedition. In the lead, Groon with a marlin, 3.4. Belladonna Rose and Catherine Rose both tied. It's for second place with the sailfish, 2.8. Tamian Hardwald in third place with the bluefin tuna, 2.7. And our runners-up, Arca Imp Strike with a small marlin at 2.6, and Royu with the bluefin tuna 2.6. Those are the current standings. Still could be anybody's game. We have 14 minutes left in the fishing contest.
And since it's so hard to even get into the running, we've got some time in between the fish coming in, so we should answer some more questions. Speaking of demons, will my summoned one have more health than a water element at the same level in the future? Actually, for this release, it'll go live. Oh, you know what? I think I didn't integrate that. It'll be in the next one. I updated the description for the demon, and it now says it summons a lesser demon. And that is after talking to some people and realizing the current demon is both not super effective, but we do want to make it a little more effective. But the original plan was to do a demon that would be a big demon that would be super powerful, but would be difficult to control. We still want to do that at some point, so I've started calling that one a lesser demon, and there will be a greater demon summon that will be one of the part of episode 2 stuff. So the lesser demon is going to get a little more love. I'm giving pets and taming stuff a little bit more love this release. And one of the things I am experimenting with doing right now on those, by the way, I know you guys love your pets and want to have them out, but of course, like you pull out a pet in upper tiers and people scowl at you. Some of the pets will have, in addition to the current stuff, rather than me just making them tougher, they will get special abilities where they buff all the people in the party or all the people around them. So you can imagine like the Phoenix doesn't get any tougher, but it actually gives everybody a buff that gives you a little bit of sun and fire resistance.
And I forgot to mention while we're doing the prizes because I was too distracted with the point gate. That there are 2 ways to be eligible to win the prizes. You can make a purchase in the store on our website, which now that we've launched Release 63, we moved almost everything to the in-game shop, but you can still buy crowns on our store or access to episode 2 or episode 2 stretch goals or service tokens if you have a service request for us. If you make a purchase there, or no purchase necessary because that is the law, you can go inside the game and type our not so secret phrase, and this month it is Happy Birthday Darkstarr, because my birthday is on March 12th and we're celebrating my birthday.
Happy birthday, Darkstarr!
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
All right, and I see another question. When will we post the Q2 roadmap? So the way we do our quarterly roadmaps is we post them the same week that the last release of the previous quarter goes live. So Q1's last release will be Release 64, the release we're working on right now, and that will go live at the end of March. And so that week we will also post the second quarter roadmap. So there you go. Got another one, Chris?
Oh, I was checking out, if you watch the video stream, the fingers on my avatar look really creepy when I do the gypsy dance.
Oh, here's one for you, Chris. When will, actually, I probably can answer already. Scoffer25 asks, when will totems drop in non-PvP zones? As we stated multiple times earlier in the live stream, the actual release date for encounters is scheduled for release 64. Release 63 is just a very simple use test / test case for the encounter system, which is release 64 is when the actual encounter system will go live, quote unquote, for reals, with lots of different totems of different types in different areas.
But
so Monday, I know
Monday the recipes for totems for this release will go live.
Yes.
Hopefully, assuming there's no problems over the weekend with the existing scenes and counter scenes. And in case it wasn't clear to players why I'm being cautious with this is the first time we've really given you a thing that you are in control of, that you can place and use, that gives significant rewards back to you. So obviously we're trying to be a little cautious with it.
All right, let's see. Rufus Disparity asks, when will the release 62 rewards be attributed to on our account page? Those, unfortunately, the guy who could do that for us went on vacation, is in China. So as soon as he gets back from vacation, we will add them to your accounts page. Do not worry. We have all the data. We know who is eligible for them. Don't worry, it'll happen. A lot of whispering going on over there. All right. Let's see.
They can't hear it. That's only you guys can hear me whispering. I'd paused muted my mic.
Oh, I see. Let's see. Twofold Silence asks, will you guys be adding any new mobs besides seasonal bosses for us solo online players, as I seldom play in a group, and those are very challenging to fight by myself. So that's a great question. Right now we're focused really heavily on filling out the year of our seasonal bosses, which is almost complete now. We can totally hear it. I don't think you muted it, Chris.
Oh no, I'm not muted right now.
Oh, okay. All right. But as soon as we complete that, which we really only have, Envy Angel was one of the last ones. We have one more that we're considering doing, which is Scarecrow. Then we'll pretty much be complete with all the seasonal bosses we want to do, and then we'll circle back to adding more quote unquote normal levels. But this is a good time for me to remember to remind everyone that looking for group is your friend. So using the looking for group system to find other players to help you fight stuff, or just to signal for events or hang out with other players, is a great thing.
I have an announcement to make.
Okay.
Tialessa, Tialessa.
Oh, yes, who's been a previous winner in these things.
Marlin, 3.2.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Let me plug that in and see where that leaves us. That is going to change some things.
There's a turkey here in the scene called a parrot. I just want to praise the player with that kind of naming concept.
Role-playing a pirate however they can.
Yep.
All right, so we have a bunch of ties for multiple places. So Groon still remains in the lead with a 3.4 Marlin. So 3.4 is still the size to beat. Tialessa now moves into second place with a 3.2 Marlin. Now tied for third place are the Roses, Belladonna Rose and Catherine Rose with the 2.8 Sailfishes. Now we have 3 runners up because first runner up is Tamian Hardwald with the Bluefin Tuna at 2.7, and tied for second runner up are Arca M-Strike and Royu with a small Marlin and Bluefin Tuna, both 2.6 length. So 2.6 is still the smallest. So you still are able to turn in a 2.6 and you can tie for second runner up. And 3.4 is the one to beat.
I'm trying to catch the person who's running around with a bucket of water and throwing it all over us.
Now, if someone turns in a 2.7, then that will become the smallest, and our currently tied people at 2.6 will drop out. Or if someone turns in something bigger than 2.8, then that will also create a new third place, and then the Roses will become our runners up, and then that will kick out Tamian Hardwald, Arca M-Strike, and Royu.
Do it.
All right. There are 3 minutes left in the contest. But we could consider extending it.
No, it has a finale time. Got to stick with it.
Okay. Chris, do you want to grab some questions?
Yes, I was trying to find my questions again. Got them. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Relating to dungeons and the present company, will there be a Darkstarr, Lord British, or Atos encounter room in the future? That is a good idea. I'd not thought about that.
Wait, where they
I
could
like
fight
As in,
us?
do you fight them?
Oh, well, that's a good question as to what they mean. I thought they might mean theme, but yeah, maybe there is one where they want to fight us.
Well, that's what an encounter room would be, right? Where they fight us.
Just put
As long as Lord British is immortal. Although we have a bad history of trying to keep Lord British immortal.
Poison them. Burn
Yeah,
them.
I think your version's funnier. I was thinking they were like some type of themed chaos spawn room, some Lord British spawned room, and then an Atos spawned room.
I endorse some NPC rooms with us in them and have something fun with them.
Parashum asks, will there be chaos gems and chaos enchantments in the future? Yes.
Parashum asks a
2
lot.
minutes and counting.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Two minutes.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Almost there.
What's the smallest right now? I'm sorry, you just said. I'm double checking.
2.6.
Oh, so 2.6 would tie.
Yeah.
We have. Well, I don't know if he has. So Econdis has a 2.6 small marlin.
Someone turned in one to me.
I've got a 2.6 bluefin tuna by Darthan Hodge. Darthan Hodge, 2.6 bluefin tuna.
All right, we've got a lot of.
It's, I got a 3.1 small marlin from Anpu.
Oh, all
Why
the
are you not more
2.6s just
excited
got
about
kicked
that?
out. Oh, bam.
I thought he came to me for a skull, so I gave him one of my skulls. I didn't realize he was also giving me a fish.
All right, so Anpu upsets the whole race here with small. Let's see, small marlin. Let's see. Hold on, let me see where that fits in. Anpu, small marlin, 3.1. Okay. Oh yeah, that upsets the entire. Okay, so what that did, Anpu just put himself in third or herself in third place, making 2.8 the smallest. So, sorry, Tamian, Arca, Royu, and Econdis, and anyone else who just and Darthan Hodge who just turned in a 2.6. Anpu at the last minute.
And it's over.
It's over. So, well, people could still have a minute or so to turn it in.
Good point.
Yeah,
But the timestamp has to be.
But the timestamp has to end at 4:45. But current standing, Grun still held the lead the entire time since turning in. Marlin at 3.4. Second place, Tialessa with the Marlin at 3.2. Third place at the last minute, Anpu with the small marlin at 3.1. And then our two runners up, the Roses, with 2.8 sailfish.
You said Grun was first with a 3.4?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, just make sure. There's a 3 marlin. That doesn't make it, though, does it?
What, a 3?
A 3, or a 3 mackerel, sorry.
A 3. Yeah, well, what that would do is that would be a runner-up. That would insert itself in the first runner-up.
All right, let me check the time on it just to make sure.
Yeah, pulls down, right?
Until I actually take it. Wait a minute, that's a raw material. Okay, let me accept this thing. Is that something? Is that working? Hold on.
Are we saying pulls down? You can still turn in, or they can still fish.
Yeah, this is Carcass. This was somebody trying to cheat there. That was we should shame Jam a Lamb. Shame Jam a Lamb. Shame. That is not a real fish. He gave me a dead fish caught in the past.
All right. We're 3 minutes past. We're calling it now. All right. Here we go. Final standings. Here we go. The winner of our second ever saltwater fishing contest is Grun with a 3.4 marlin. Second place, Tialessa with a 3.2 marlin. Third place, Anpu with 3.1 small marlin. And then our two runners up. Wait, Keith. Do you have some information?
You're muted, Keith.
I'm not. I don't do this fishing stuff enough. But it says April 11th. He's got the wrong date.
That's the day it was caught on. Is that the? Yeah, that's today's date in game.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why it says that. If you hold down, this is a dev only thing, so everyone else plug their ears. If you hold down Alt when you mouse over it, it'll give you the string that we actually send. That's like the server string, and it'll tell you on the right hand side there'll be something that shows the actual date and time. It should be somewhere in the 22 hour. But that's how you can verify all your fish. I'm going to do the same, Travis, in case there's some suspicious person out there.
Okay.
Is that
All right.
Heroes trying to say hi?
Yeah, if you look at the under your compass, all right.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay. So we'll get that. Sorry.
Yeah.
My mistake.
All right, Sandy, you're trying to throw a wrench here in the last minute. Anpu is third
Extra
place
drop.
with Smart Marlin, 3.1. And then our runners-up are the Roses, Belladonna Rose and Catherine Rose with the Sailfishes at 2.8. And as a reminder, what our winners get. So Groon, first place, is going to get a player-owned town village water lot property deed. TLS in second place is going to get a Viking village water home. Anpu is going to get a ornate post and rope water fence set, and the Roses, Belladonna Rose and Catherine Rose, are going to get ornate fishing papers, which we just made last release. So congratulations, winners of our second ever saltwater fishing contest. Good job, everyone.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Good job.
Let's see.
Nice
back
job,
to the
everyone.
Questions.
All right, and as a reminder, while Chris searches for a question, today is the last day to purchase the 2019 Valentine's Day gift boxes and the 2019 Valentine's Day cards. After today, they will go away forever, so you might want to purchase them. And we are doing stretch goals. There are Darkstarr themed this release, and to get these stretch goals, you can either make a purchase on our store or you can join the rewards program. Either way gets you all of the stretch goals that we make during the month, and we've been doing really well every month so far. We've been getting all the stretch goals that we've been putting out. So lots of cool stuff. So far, we've already gotten the Darkstarr wand and the Darkstarr throne. Next up at 45 is going to be the Darkstarr sword. Then it's going to be the Darkstarr clock tower, the Darkstarr coordinated leather helm, and Darkstarr longbow. The Darkstarr dungeon room with clock, Darkstarr trident, Darkstarr two-handed axe, and Darkstarr black leather armor. If we make it all the way to 125, which I'm pretty sure we will. And friendly reminder, looking for group is your friend. If you're having a player event, or if you're looking for someone to adventure with, Alt-F works great to find folks to adventure with. And Release 63, if you haven't played it, has lots of great stuff. So our first iteration of player-made dungeon encounters, as Chris mentioned, the totems should go live with Monday's patch. Envy Angel, our latest seasonal boss, a bunch of new decorations from a wish list on the forums that we worked with you, the players, a bunch of new pirate stuff, including the rough pirate outfit that's like got a peg leg and a hook hand, a bicorn hat, a bunch of treasure decorations, a bunch of polish on the crown shop, including new random daily sales, Release 60 live stream items, including the ether weapons, torture set, and colored dragon mask, a ton of quality of life improvements, including a massive reduction in all of the prices. So those 50% sales that we've been running since the holidays, that's now the new normal pricing for everything. So basically everything is 50% out as the normal price. And so the sales that you see, those random sales that you see pop up now in the in-game crown shop are that new normal 50% price minus an additional percent. We also made it so lot deeds and player-owned towns can both be upgraded in the game with crowns. We actually patched that in Release 62. There's a new weapon type, prawned weapons, which includes tridents and pitchforks. The Darkstarr recurring items are back for a limited time, but those are going to expire in a couple of months. And they're there because it's my birthday this month. There's some cool events happening this weekend. The Welcome Quest is back in Darabrea. It's been going on forever. And then there's a cool pirate event. That's just the beginning of all. This quarter is just the beginning of what's going to be an amazing year for the game, where we're going to do all sorts of cool stuff, including Grandmaster only effects, fertilizer for agriculture, more balance for pets and summons. The Arch Lepan returns next month. Very excited for the Death Bunny's return and the Orb of Obliteration. You'll be able to flag your row lots as empty, so that means you'll finally be able to have agriculture on your row lot. Crafting specialization, where you'll be able to choose your effects on things when you masterwork and enchant them versus them just being randomly assigned. More fishing improvements, more and better boss fights. And then all of this culminates in episode 2 at the end of the year with a quest and journal system revamp, theater system, treasure hunting with treasure maps, item affinity and reputation, taming expansions with pet leveling, pet skills, and pet customization, including a dedicated pet toolbar, customizable NPCs, expanded permission system for containers and doors, and other cool stuff. And then, of course, new adventure areas and towns, things for episode 2. So, lots of cool stuff happening in the year. And we have 5 minutes left in our Release 63 live stream.
Let's try and get somebody my skull. We'll see if they got it.
And before we go, I just wanted to thank you, the community, for helping us make this game. One of the things I always like to say is, while you're playing the game, running around, decorating your house, slaying dragons, having a party, just stop and look around at everything in the game and know that you made that happen. That grass waving in the wind, that sword you're swinging, that meteor storm that you're summoning, you made that happen because we are completely community funded, community driven. So thank you very much for making that happen with us.
And here, if I can repeat that too, Ronan gave me my nice fancy crown here for tonight. It used to be his. But in any case, I'd like to echo that sentiment, which is thank you, everybody. I think what has come out of this is a mighty fun place to play. I know I enjoy it. It looks like you guys are enjoying it. Tonight's fishing contest was a great example of the guests all coming together, having a good time. Whether that was people throwing pails of water on me, I'm going to still track you down, or the fireworks that come up here at the end, or throwing explosive potions on the person here kind of begging for forgiveness. Whatever it might be, this wouldn't have been possible without you, not just to make it happen through your collaboration with us, but also just your commentary and requests of helping it great too. So thank you for being a part of this with us.
And I would also like to thank everyone. Hold on, I got to turn on the important dog cam again. He's back in his bed. Whoops. But I'd like to thank everybody for joining us and putting up with our little rough spots here during the first live stream that we're doing in this format. You can let us know what you think about the whole Foursquare British bunch style for the live streams. And again, thank you. And as I've mentioned before, I will be doing more live streams during the week where I just get on and play the game and answer questions. So far, I've made it about 2 minutes into the game, but I answered a lot of questions. So hopefully I'll be able to play some more in the future. But thank you, and thanks for all your support, guys.
I'd like to thank everyone with a final round of prizes.
Prizes!
Oh, wow, I almost stopped the stream right there.
I know, that's why I'm chiming in here.
They would have lost their minds.
We've got a final round of prizes. Let me read them off real quick. Avatar's radio stuff goes to Denarion Krinshinjban. Rough Pirate outfit goes to Anakitos Manamaxos. Darkstarr fur collared cloak goes to Mystique Night Song. Lord British versus Darkstarr battle banner goes to Lance Delamorte. Darkstarr shield goes to the Seer. Darkstarr shield pattern pack goes to Malvi Merrymeal. And finally, the last Darkstarr basement entrance eternal pattern goes to Elwyn Moon.
Congratulations, winners.
Congrats.
Any final thoughts before we exit, anybody? Senyo, Travis.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Have fun with the prison dungeon pieces.
Enjoy.
All right, and look forward to that patch shortly after the stream is done. I'll be testing the client, and then it will be going out. I'll push the publish button. So, thanks, and see ya.
Oh,
I'm clicking
test it well.
I'm going to do it.